Good evening. We are tracking a developing story from the heart of the entertainment industry, where the traditional lines between corporate power and artistic sovereignty are being completely redrawn. Tonight, investigative eyes are fixed on 20-year-old vocal powerhouse Angelina Jordan, who is currently executing what industry insiders call a staggering professional gamble. Over the last few months, documents and industry insiders have revealed a systemic pattern of defiance, showing that Jordan has systematically dismantled her ties to mainstream corporate gatekeepers. For a prodigy who gained global fame singing barefoot, the stakes have never been higher, as she actively risks industry blacklists, multi-thousand-dollar legal actions, and intense media scrutiny just to maintain an uncompromised relationship with her global fan base. This isn't a standard career pivot. It is a calculated, high-stakes rebellion against a system designed to control every aspect of an artist's identity. But as our investigation deepens, the true cost of this sudden corporate defiance is beginning to surface, revealing an intense behind-the-scenes war that nearly ended her career before this new era could even begin. Our sources indicate that the tension began building long before the public noticed any changes, as major executives pushed for a commercialized reinvention that clashed directly with Jordan's artistic vision, setting the stage for a dramatic, permanent break from the Hollywood establishment. To understand the gravity of this situation, we must look at the highly competitive world of major label contracts, specifically her recent, quiet departure from industry titan Republic Records. Our entertainment desk has confirmed that Jordan has officially severed ties with the corporate giant to launch her own completely independent label, known as MOSARZ. In Hollywood, walking away from a premier label is considered a career hazard, often resulting in prolonged legal blockades and frozen distribution channels. Insiders report that the label's traditional hit-making machine demanded a highly manufactured, pop-centric transformation that would have stripped the artist of her signature, vintage jazz and soul authenticity. By choosing independence, Jordan has assumed immense financial liabilities, completely self-funding her production, marketing, and global distribution. While her fans celebrated this declaration of creative freedom, major executives warned that defying the established Hollywood system would trigger immediate, retaliatory roadblocks across the European market. This structural split was just the first domino to fall, as international broadcasting networks quickly moved to penalize the independent artist for her refusal to play by the traditional corporate playbook, leading to a public standoff that stunned European media outlets. The corporate backlash turned highly public when Norwegian national broadcaster, NRK, officially filed a substantial financial compensation claim against the young artist. Journalistic records show that Jordan was locked in as a headline competitor for Melodi Grand Prix, the massive televised selection event for the Eurovision Song Contest. The production team had already constructed specialized staging, finalized wardrobe arrangements, and scheduled high-profile promotional broadcasts when Jordan's legal representative sent a sudden last-minute withdrawal notice. Blindsided by the cancellation, NRK executives quickly retaliated, demanding a strict financial penalty of 120,000 Norwegian krone to cover wasted production expenses. The European press immediately framed the incident as a reckless, unprofessional betrayal of her home country's media apparatus. However, our investigative team uncovered a series of escalating external crises that forced Jordan's hand, proving that this sudden cancellation was a matter of survival rather than a simple breach of contract. The narrative pushed by the network deliberately omitted the severe security threats and logistical emergencies unfolding behind the scenes, which left the young artist with absolutely no choice but to completely pull the plug on the international broadcast. Our newsroom has verified that during the exact window of the European broadcasting dispute, a severe environmental and logistical emergency was unfolding at Jordan's primary residence in Southern California. Out-of-control wildfires rapidly advanced through the Los Angeles Hills, triggering mandatory emergency evacuations and creating a highly unstable environment for the artist and her immediate family. Compounding the natural disaster, sources close to her security detail reported severe private vulnerabilities, forcing the entire camp to implement an immediate total media blackout for their personal safety. As European tabloids criticized her absence, Jordan was navigating a literal crisis zone, choosing to protect her inner circle rather than fulfill promotional obligations across the Atlantic. Yet it was during this intense period of forced isolation and physical displacement that the true blueprint for her 2026 independent empire was secretly forged. Safe from industry interference and media cameras, she utilized this period of chaos to completely strip away external influences, grounding her music in a deeply personal foundation that would completely bypass mainstream radio formulas. During that intense period of public silence, investigative sources confirm that Jordan rejected standard Hollywood songwriting rooms entirely, turning instead to her grandmother's private, unpublished literary poetry as the primary foundation for her new music. This artistic choice represents a massive financial risk, as modern streaming algorithms heavily favor formulaic tracks written by established, corporate hitmakers. By relying on ancestral, deeply personal literature, Jordan is betting her entire livelihood that raw, unadulterated substance will resonate deeper with her audience than a manufactured radio single. This independent methodology forms the core of her new corporate entity, MOSARZ, which operates with a lean, family-run staff rather than a bloated boardroom of corporate handlers. But bringing this hyper-authentic, uncompromised catalog to the public required a live performance strategy so radical that it threatened to alienate the tech-dependent modern concertgoer. To prove that her independent model could survive without mainstream commercial backing, she had to bypass traditional touring networks entirely and head straight to the most unforgiving, high-stakes entertainment market in the world. That high-stakes gamble culminated in the launch of her highly anticipated 2026 residency at the historic Westgate Resort in Las Vegas, Nevada. However, it is her controversial auditorium policies, rather than just the music, that are sending shockwaves through the live entertainment industry. Our reporters on the ground have confirmed that Jordan has instituted a strict, zero-tolerance ban on smartphones and recording devices during her performances, utilizing secure locking pouches to enforce a total digital blackout. In an era where viral social media clips dictate Billboard's success, voluntarily cutting off digital audience exposure is widely considered marketing suicide by industry analysts. Jordan has publicly defended the decision, stating that she refuses to let digital screens compromise the raw, analog connection between her voice and her dedicated listeners. Against all analytical predictions, this controversial blackout policy has triggered an unprecedented reaction from the public, completely shifting the power dynamics of modern ticket sales. Despite zero traditional radio promotion and a complete lack of viral concert footage circulating online, the venue has experienced a massive surge in demand, proving that audiences are desperate for authentic, unmanipulated live experiences. As we look at the broader implications of Angelina Jordan's 2026 campaign, it is clear that this young artist has created a brand new precedent for the modern music economy. By absorbing significant legal threats from national networks, enduring intense environmental displacement, and completely rejecting the financial safety nets of major Hollywood labels, she has successfully demonstrated that direct fan loyalty is more powerful than corporate backing. This investigative look proves that the risks she took were not random acts of rebellion, but a calculated defense of her artistic integrity and her audience's trust. While the traditional industry elite continue to watch her independent empire with deep skepticism, the ultimate outcome of this historic gamble could permanently alter how future artists negotiate their freedom. Whether this daring structural rebellion inspires a massive, industry-wide revolution or results in a quiet, corporate effort to push her out of the mainstream remains an open question. For now, from our news desk, Angelina Jordan has proven that a sovereign artist can completely rewrite the rules of global stardom on her own terms.